I now give the floor to the distinguished representative of Palau.
Chair, ladies and gentlemen, Palau comes to you with a slightly different voice. We're proud to be one of the very few traditional matriarchal societies in the world. In Palau, women have historically held clan land and wealth, which is passed down through our mothers, and women choose our male leaders or chiefs. Palau became an independent democracy in 1994, and we've adopted a modern form of government, but our traditions are still alive and well. I'm happy to report that women in Palau are still much respected, our voices are still honored, and we continue to be active participants in our country. Today, a majority of Palau school principals, lawyers, judges, and bureau directors are women. 50% of our ambassadors are women, and female ambition is alive and well. Last year, all of our graduating valedictorians were all women. This is a demonstration that when women have a voice, when they're respected as individuals, when they're shielded from gender bias, and when they're allowed to lead, they do. This is not only reflected in our youth, but it continues throughout a woman's lifetime. For example, one of our women's groups, Palau, has lobbied and had over 30 resolutions passed into law in our 27 short years as a republic. While Palau is not without its share of challenges, I'd like to share some of the indicators that are correlated with having a strong female society. Palau has one of the highest literacy rates in the world, nearly 100%. We have a highly educated population with 46% of women with a post-high school education, higher than 30% of men. Over 91% of our population has access to safe water, sanitation, and electricity. And as a developing country, we also have a very high Human Development Index of 0.83. And we're so proud to have one of the most pristine environments in the world, with large swaths of protected areas and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Where can we improve? Perhaps as a lingering result of our traditions of choosing male leaders, only 8% of our congressional seats are held by women. 1 out of 8 of our ministers, 13%, is a woman. And this has resulted in lack of legislation protecting the rights of working women. For instance, there's still no paid family leave. There is a per capita gender wage gap of 18%. And further, in Palau, because women are typically the primary givers for children, the elderly, and the disabled, and their workforce participation in the formal sector is lower, they contribute less and benefit less from social insurance programs. There's also some data to suggest that as women transition into more formal workforce roles, that traditional roles in child rearing suffer without anyone filling the gaps. Palau suffers from very high rates of youth-to-youth violence and a suicide rate that's about twice the global suicide rate, with mostly young males taking their lives. Additionally, rural women in Palau, like in many parts of the world, face severe risks to their incomes and livelihoods as a result of climate change. These women have less access to key productive resources such as finance, transport, technology, and markets. We also need to work together at the international and regional levels to ensure that those at the forefront of climate change are given the tools and protections for development and to ensure they're not left behind. We're incredibly proud to be a case study in female equity. Great things happen when women have a voice. But as all of us continue to work towards more gender parity, we need to push forward more leadership at the top and more legislation and dialogue that enables women to continue to succeed both at work and at home. Thank you.
I thank the representative of Palau and